Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, I want to introduce the dynamic study of regulation on Syariah banking Indonesia. The first introduction. The Islamic economic development has strengthened the role of Syariah banking in various spheres of public life. The extent of the Islamic banking becomes more important in the midst of the Islamic economic development. A banking institution can be said as the core of the economic system as a whole. Banking becomes a very important influence in transfer business and economic development. Regulation Sharia banking must be able to accommodate the operational system of a bank which is in line with the Islamic legal provision of its business core. The next Sharia banking regulation is Indonesia. Islamic banking in Indonesia, which is also called Sharia banking, has adopted regulation which become the legal basis for the recognition of the existence of Sharia banking, institutions and its products. It is also important that regulation is focused to develop people's trust in transferring their funds to be managed and invested productively by Sharia banking. Implementation must offer and manage it as long as people do not feel comfortable and do not feel the difference from the practice of conventional banking. The efforts of Sharia banking towards complete or kafah purification have to yet complete, therefore they have to be made continuously. The next, Sharia principle as the key of reliance of Islamic banking. Sharia banking showed resilience in facing monetary fluctuation and crisis some years ago. During the economic crisis, Sharia banking was not a burden of the state's finance as what occurred to conventional banking, which needed infusion funds from the government. Area banking was free of negative spreads because the performance of Sharia banking was determined by the performance of the real sector. The next basic reliance of the Islamic financial institution, including Sharia, is on two. 1. Transaction that occurs either financing or equity participation or co-financing always keep in a touch with the economic activity in the real sector. 2. Profit sharing based transaction. The risk is borne by mutual risk sharing. The next conclusion. Banking regulations in Indonesia bring about Sharia banking as an integral part of the national banking system. By this regulation, Indonesia belongs to the countries that follow dual bank. The dynamic of Sharia banking will hopefully bring about people's thirst and lift up people's awareness of Sharia banking, so that various economic activity always use Sharia financial institution in the form of Sharia bank and its facility. Sharia banking, which used to be an alternative, should be the solution which is needed in the national and international economic mode of living. Thank you.